Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixelworld's News. Today, Jake live streamed and had so much news that I'm actually going to split this up into two videos. Today is just going to be the regular news pertaining to the game, and tomorrow's video will be mainly about the mining update because he released an insane amount of information. Like, we pretty much know everything about the update now besides what's in the mine, which is crazy because basically he couldn't get the mining thing to work. So yeah, that's pretty much why. As well as this, I did want to mention Jake is moving to Twitch only for streaming, which I'll get into more later. So it's going to be like significantly harder to actually get the clips for the videos. So I may not really have that many clips for the Pixelworld's Newses anymore from the live stream, especially considering that they'll do highlights themselves, which also I'll get into more later. But yeah, so I'll just basically be talking about it as opposed to really getting into the clips. I'll just be taking notes while I watch the live streams, so please bear with me. I'll maybe try to figure out a system to get clips from the live stream and stuff, but it's just going to be significantly more difficult on Twitch because you can't like pause and go back or anything. So without without ado, let's get right into the news. So starting out, we actually have frog hats, gas masks, and pink fringe being hoarded right now. Like always, if you have these items, definitely hang on to them and wait for them to rise. Be on the lookout for that. And if you want to participate in the hoarding, go ahead and get these items for sure. Along with this, Syntax, who we covered a few weeks ago, which was going to be a new potential influencer, decided to quit or at least take a break from Pixelworlds. This person, I believe, had over 100,000 subscribers, could have easily been a influencer, but for the time being, they're quitting from the game. As well as this, Zapadox. There's a big drama with Zapadox. I covered this in a video, and basically, he finally got justice as POTHATO was finally banned for 10 years via Commander K. Apparently it wasn't even really related to the Zapadox situation. It was mostly because he was trading in-game items, and apparently he was flexing trading in-game items, and Commander K banned him for it. So that was very surprising, and yeah, he was actually banned for 10 years. Not infinitely, but I mean, 10 years is essentially infinitely. Who knows how long this game's even gonna be here for in, what, 2030? But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Next, well, I guess we'll just go right into the stream, the stuff we learned in the stream. So, starting off, Jake is going to have more live streams. Essentially, what he talked about today was that he is moving all of the live streams to Twitch. He is no longer live streaming on YouTube. And the main reason for this is it's going to benefit his content, he says, and it's more beneficial for the community. So basically what this allows him to do is have channel points, which can allow him to have us have highlighted messages and other stuff. If you've been on Twitch, you know what I'm talking about. And you can slowly accumulate points as you watch the content, and you can like pay freely with these points for different things during the stream. As well as this, instead of sponsors are basically going to be ending. There's no more sponsor button for Pixelworld's game anymore, as far as I'm concerned when Jake was mentioning it, and that means that the Muggy is no longer going to be obtainable. So if you really do want the Muggy, this is actually, by the time this video comes out, it will no longer be available, so I hope you got it. But yeah, I did actually mention that last live stream. But yeah, you should definitely have got that if you wanted to. But yeah, the mug is gone, and that's because, of course, like I said before, they're moving to Twitch, and that will no longer be an option. You cannot sponsor the channel anymore, and they're actually moving to the subscriber-based system, which is absolutely amazing. I'm super glad that they're doing this because when you become a subscriber, first of all, on Twitch, you no longer are limited to countries or specific countries as you are with sponsoring, and now you're actually able to subscribe in, like literally every single country in the world. But the issue is with this system, of course, is that it's not the same price everywhere. And for me, it's not that big of a problem because I live in America, but it is a problem for other people. I don't really know what to say about that. It kind of is what it is, but at the very least, everybody will be able to subscribe to the channel. And something cool that came out of this as well, speaking of the subscribing, is that Jake tells us that with viewers that have enough watch time on the stream, eventually they're gonna find out a system to give players their own supporter item. And I assume what he means by this, well, it will be like the Muggy, where if someone has like 30 hours of watch time, let's say, they'll get a supporter item. Because if every single player that met this threshold got their own unique item, it would probably be a mess. Here's the clip.
Maybe sponsor rank in-game by using points. Well, in the future, this is also possible. So I also thought about creating a special item for stream viewers. So if you are here each and every time, for example, I don't say 1 year or whatnot, we'll look into that and what's a good time and whatnot. We can, with you guys, of course. We're gonna talk about it. But let's say that it would require for you to be in 30 streams and have at least like 60 hours of watch time on the streams or something. Let's and be here like actively and talk in the chat and whatnot. And then you would get your own supporter. Then you would get your own supporter item, for example, into the game. That would be so cool, right? I think that would be super cool. And you don't have to pay for that. You just can be here. Enjoy the content and just have fun and be here. And like, that's why we're moving to Twitch. It gives us so much more as a community.
And yeah, so I'm not really sure if he means actually a unique item because he says your own supporter item, or he just means, you get an item similar to the Muggy, but we'll basically have to see about that. But he says those are going to be free items. So if you have this threshold, it's going to be completely free. You just have to watch enough of the live stream. Like I said before, along with Jake moving to Twitch, Jake is actually going to have more live streams. And along with these live streams are going to be developing actual games using Pixelworld's graphics. And I don't know how interested you guys are, but this is actually something that really interests me. I'm really excited to be able to watch these streams, watch how these games are going to be developed. Now, he does say that this is going to be using some sort of simpler, development type of thing because he doesn't really know how to program, which I guess makes sense. I mean, he is the community manager. He's a developer, but he's not a programmer, which are two completely different things, because you can develop the game, give ideas, help it grow, I guess, stuff like that, but programming is completely different because you're more so, you know how it is. You're actually programming the game using different computing languages and stuff. That's not what Jake does. Obviously, that's not his role. But besides that, that's very interesting. But like I said earlier, Jake will be hiring an editor to edit the stream up into highlights for YouTube. Just like any basically Twitch streamer, he's actually going to have an editor for him that'll edit up the streams for YouTube, which is pretty cool. A long time ago, back in 2016, 2017, he actually used to do this. He used to have a couple highlights on his channel for the live streams, and now he's officially going to be doing this again. Except I think it's going to be more like Twitch streamers that do this, that basically cut up their live streams into clips. And I'm very excited for this because this is like pretty much the content I like to watch in my free time. So it's pretty cool. That's pretty much it about the streams. Now, something that I found very interesting that Jake mentioned is he basically talks about using sprites from Pixel Worlds for like games, songs, stories, stories from YouTube videos and songs and stuff. And he kind of worded this poorly, but basically what he's saying was that if you use sprites from Pixel Worlds in any way, essentially anything from inside the game, it cannot be monetized.
How do you feel about the How do you feel about the set planner that Colden Wanted made? Is it legal as it is using pixel sprites? Yes, it is legal, and he also talked to me about it. He has our full blessing on that tool, as long as it's free. As long as it's free for everybody, he's totally 100% free to make it. He also asked our permissions for that, and yeah. And this also applies to everybody. Like, for example, it's basically the same thing like you do a YouTube video, right? So it doesn't matter what medium it is. So it doesn't matter if it's a picture, if it's a song you make about pixel worlds, or it's about movie that you make about pixel worlds, or if it's a game that you make about pixel worlds. You are free to use our content, our in-game like pictures and everything to create community stuff, as long as you don't monetize it. So it's free for everybody.
However, I think he only means this in the case of using sprites, as opposed to just playing the game and monetizing it anyway, because, you know, even my mining video that got featured recently included pictures from, you know, his stream, and, you know, there's actual Pixel Worlds gameplay in there. It's monetized, and it's a featured video, so I think it's very clear that he's saying it's not that you can't make Pixel Worlds videos and monetize it, it's that you can't use, like, primarily Pixel Worlds sprites or anything and monetize it. And I feel like there's a lot of gray area there, and I wish he would have clarified that more, because he just kind of went on to the next point after that. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? And I also would like to hear, you know, maybe more from the developers on actually what they meant by this, because I think it makes sense in a more broad way. You know, if we're going to use sprites from our games, you can't be profiting off of that. But I think YouTube content obviously falls in a completely different area, because you're more so, you know, talking about the game, playing the game, and it's kind of opening up. It's free promotion for the game. So I don't really know. It's very weird, and I guess very, very interesting of a thing to say. But finally, which I'm going to get into more tomorrow about mining, there were actually 6 new achievements that were brought into the game. Technically 2, but 6 more achievement stars that were actually brought into the game that you could see from the mining teasers. Again, I'll get more into that tomorrow. But yeah, the number of achievements were pushed from 136 to 142, meaning that a new achievement prize will be added. And the actual prize from one of these quests, because the other one's prizes were just gems, is actually just the basic pickaxe that has been in the leaks for a while. Apparently it is going to actually have an impact in the mines, but it's not going to be very good. It just has the same effect as a basic pickaxe. But it's pretty cool that this pickaxe that's been in the files for like literally since the game was brought up, is actually going to be finally put into the game. You know, it's crazy to think that this is actually going to finally be put into the game after so long. But yeah, the pickaxe is finally going to be put into the game. And my predictions for the 140 achievement stars is going to be a golden pickaxe. It might have certain effects on it or something, but I think it would be pretty cool to have a golden pickaxe for achievement star 140. I'm actually grinding for achievements right now. By the time of this recording, I have 126 achievements finished, and I'm really trying to get to 130 for the crown. And of course, I'm continuously going for 140, as this new update will be going up to 140, of course. And I'm just really excited for that as an achievement goer. But yeah, that's about it for the news today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for that video tomorrow about mining, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.